Well, hey there, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of the Island Church Weekly Podcast. Pastor Will, how you doing this week?
Oh, it's a beautiful week. It's wonderful weather. It's getting towards summertime.
A
Kids are
little
getting out
warmer.
of school.
Yep.
It's time to be on the water. It's time to be outside. And it's a great
Yeah,
time.
it's a good one. Good stuff. Good stuff. Well, how was Sunday at Island Church? I know we were talking just before about some young families kind of popping up all over the place, so that's always a fun thing. But how was Sunday?
Oh, it was good. We continue to have our guests coming each week and some return guests. That's actually is a really good thing. And several people with young children. And we just got to get those people together, Matt. It's they're out here on the island. They're in the area. We just want to reach out to. We want to be a multi-generational church. It's never going to be like an Orlando area with lots of young kids running around like Disney, but they're and they want to connect and they want to have a church home that's in their area. And we want to be that church. We want to help them experience real life and an authentic kind of faith and develop their faith. And so we're really in a position to start moving that direction as a church. And so we're grateful for the past and the history of the church and those who laid this foundation. And they reached the people that were on the island for all the things that they did to do that. And now as the island somewhat changes and transitions, we want to be in that same position. But we're really encouraged by that. We're hearing children run around just brings life to everybody, right? I mean,
Absolutely.
except maybe the parents seeing how that you're still in that
Can be a
stage.
little can be a little hairy, but that's okay.
It was a good week on that. So
Awesome. Very cool. Very cool. What's coming up in the life of the church? I mean, it's summertime, so in some ways it's a little bit of a slower season in a good way, right? We came off of spring and Easter and it was crazy. But what's coming up that folks need to know about?
well, we have, in terms of our building, the progress with that. Last week, some of you were here on Sunday, you probably heard us say this, but if you weren't here this past Sunday, we had about 15 contractors, subcontractors in our facilities working everything from painting to electrical to fire to your sprinkler systems to you name it. They were here with our general contractor, McCullough and Scott. And there were three representatives from McCullough and Scott here, and Chris Riley. Some of you know Chris and Judy were out this past week, and I said he's always been saying if we can ever get a stake in the ground, this thing's really going to go. Well, we got the plans. We're moving forward with the plans, and I said this is as close as we're going to get to a stake. I asked any of them have a stake they could put in the ground out here for us, but it's really good. They were walking through our facility to make sure that they understood the job that they would be bidding on, individual parts of that, so they understood what they were dealing with. It's not like dealing with a new building. And so just so appreciative of David Brooks and his given leadership in the great details of that. And appreciate all of our people, Matt. You know, several years ago we started this kind of had this dream of what this thing could look like. We didn't know if we could build something new, build it with TD Bank or work with Frontier behind us or the vacant lot. We didn't know what we are going to do. And we had people that stepped forward. And I am so proud of our people for stepping out and saying, we really want to pass on to the future of the church and the future of the gospel here on the island and islands, the area beyond, something, and we can't even see all of it yet. And so they really went out with us together. We went out. There's been money pledged, and I think maybe some people are still working on those pledges. And we're going to need some additional resources. Obviously, costs have gone up, and we've expanded what we're going to be able to do, which we're thrilled about that as well. But I'm just so proud of our people, and but that's really coming to life to have those contractors here, see them all circled up, and working through plans and different kinds of things on how they could do their job if they were to get the bid or in their given area. So that's going to be coming. That's going to be coming alive in the coming days, and it won't be long. They're tinkering, putting the final touches on the plans, and they'll send those to the county for approval. So that's really good.
A lot coming up. Well, what's a way that folks can kind of take a next step or get more connected to the church in this summer season when everyone's going a million miles an hour, but it is kind of a nice time because there's not as much going on to get to know people. What's a way that folks could do that?
Well, obviously, you can continue to invite your friends. We're still in the series. I'm going to do another, maybe one more message, maybe two, on this leaving a legacy and this idea of a legacy and all around our identity. And so, how do we do that? Last past week, we looked at how does God see me? And so, we're going to finish this up the next couple of weeks. So, just invite a friend to come, and we'll try to love on them just like we always do. You guys, our people that watch this, understand our churches greets people well, and we'll respect your neighbors and your friends, the people that you invite, and make it a good experience for them. But in terms of volunteering and actually investing your life, there's several things. There's several areas of need. One is we're going to be interviewing actually someone today at 4:30 to help us basically with our 3-year-olds and down to be here on a weekly basis. And so we're gonna have the interview today. Then we'll probably try it for a month, see how that works. But we're having more and more children that are 3 and down, and so we want that to be really consistent. particularly as we start thinking about our building down the future, but we do need some core families now. And so you can be praying about that. They can help us with refreshments. If you come on Sunday mornings before or after the service, you'll see there's some refreshments up there. If you'd like to help in that area, we'd love to have your help with that. So just contact Jolene here or to speak with Sandy about that. And then we need some more people with the connections team. We're getting spoiled by Ben and Giles out greeting everyone and smiling and doing the name tags and all that kind of stuff. But they're actually going to be gone for a couple of months, or almost a couple of months, I believe, starting in August. Even before then, they're going to be out a little bit. And so we need some additional people to, like, can you smile? And maybe a family does that together. There's nothing like being greeted like by a small child. So that would be good. So this doesn't take a lot of skills, just like a willing heart and just to come a few minutes early and to greet people as they come in. So refreshments, children, the connections team is another way. And then we just need someone to really step forward and be our follow-up coordinator. We got people that are coming and we need to reach out to them. We don't want to be intrusive and we don't want to be overbearing, but we also don't want to send the signal, well, they just don't care that I was there.
Yeah, absolutely.
So whether it's following up with guests or following up with people that are members of our church that have just been out a little bit, we need somebody to take some leadership in that. And one more area, while I'm talking about areas, is we need an additional life group leader, particularly with our younger and middle adults, with those with families at home, because we want to add some additional family units. And so be praying about that, be thinking about that, pray for God to either move you to do something like that or discuss or look at that possibility, or that God would bring us someone that could serve in this role, because it's really important for those people to get connected with one another. Again, people come in one given week and maybe we're down with the younger families and they say, gosh, there's nobody here like me. And in other weeks, there's several, but we needed somebody to help coordinate that and pull those people together. And that's an exciting kind of thing to help parents with children at home that are still going through the throes of rearing children in a very difficult, challenging world that we live in today. And so those are some of the things. So children, refreshments, connections team, follow up. You have a interest, you let us know. You love to cook, let us know. We are going to have an upcoming cookout, Matt. We're going to have steak again for Father's Day. And so Charles Blanton is going to be helping us with that. So there's all types of ways that we can use your skills and your experiences in your willing hands. So just let us know. We want you to be a part.
Awesome. Well, what's a simple way that someone can pray for the church this week?
Well, summer is a downtime in many different types of ways in terms of our attendance, but just connect. Pray that we develop stronger connections with one another. People long to be known and to be connected and be a part of something bigger than themselves. And to make that happen, that actually means that we have to also help financially support what we're doing. And so when you're gone this summer and if you're out, just remember that, things continue on financially here. So we can help you set up electronic giving if you'd like to. However you want to do it, we'll be happy to take it. We had a guy come by this morning, Brooks and I, where he was here, and he was looking in. He said, "Is there more offices in there? Is there association offices in here?" And I said, "No, it's just a church here." And he started walking out the door, and I yelled back to him. I said, "But if you're taking cash to them, bring it back. Come back here."
I come back anyway, yeah.
Started laughing. So anyway, I think he was looking for the association office, so we pointed him that direction. But just remember that we get a chance to invest in God's kingdom through our church, and we want to be good stewards of that.
Awesome. It's a great way to be praying. Pastor Will, thank you so much for the time this week. Thanks for sharing your heart and what's going on at Island Church. Exciting times for sure. We'll see you all back here next week on the Island Church Weekly Podcast.